Maybe I should have brought like a stick. Look for a stick. Welcome to the vlog. It's early morning. It rained last night and I kind of want to do some off-roading, so I'm gonna install the fenders. It's a Hulk car. That's cool. Alright, so last night I plotted a route. I haven't really been feeling well. I've been battling like a slight cold, and it's getting better, but I still want to ride. And last night I plotted a route and it's a dead end. It was supposed to go through there. See the road? So now the route didn't work. Anyway, long story short, I wanted to explore Tayud, Liloan, and even though this route is not gonna work, that's what we're gonna do. Alright, with the help of some of the locals, they told us where to pass. Unfortunately, the way is like I went through where they throw their trash, and now, well, I'm not brave enough to bike through this. But they said it's not a long walk, and that once I reach the end of this, I should be able to bike. Let's see. So mo na ning libo? Sige, asaman mo? Okay, boss. Oh, thank you. The tricky thing with this area is that there are, yep, here it is. There are these plants everywhere with like 1-inch thorns. They're all sticking out on the trail. So, you know, you might get your face hit. Probably should put on my mask on this part. Oh no, it's clear over there. Yeah, but there's like a lot of like 1-inch thorns here. Could get into your tire, could hit your face, maybe your eye. But exit's right there. Sort of following the line on the map. Not really, but sort of. Yeah, this is nice. Alright, so now we're properly going off the route. I hope this leads to some sort of exit. I have a few rules when getting lost. Rule number 1 is ask the locals. People where, if you're here in the Philippines especially, it's not unusual to bike through somebody's backyard, and you don't want to look very suspicious, so just ask them how to get out, what's the way out. And usually they greet you with a smile and helpful advice. To get out of there, I think I talked to like at least 5 people just to see where to exit. All right, now we're back on the map. Rule number 2, use a map. I like using the Garmin because, you know, it's right there because I can see it when I'm riding. But a lot of times, especially here in Tayud, Liloan, I set up a route and it turns out the route was not really doable. Like there's a wall, or you can't pass through a certain area, or the certain area is private property. So use the map as a guide. And even though I wasn't able to follow the map exactly, I'm still been able to more or less go the direction that I'm supposed to go. Hey, I think we're about to get lost again. Also, when going to the back really like slid out from under me. Also, when going to places that you aren't familiar with here in the Philippines, if you see a motorcycle, that's usually a good sign that you can bike it. I feel like the gravel bike and a motorcycle can more or less go in the same direction or the same kind of terrain, unless you're of course talking about one of those, like, what do they call it, like cyclocross style motorcycles where they're climbing up like 90-degree hills. But otherwise, usually it's a good bet that you can bike through it if you see a motorcycle here. That's how I discovered some of my favorite gravel routes, less than an hour away from my home. Ah, look at this place. The mud guards were a good idea. This spot is not too shabby. I'm gonna relax here a little bit. There's gonna be a lot of cleaning when I get home. Okay, let's get back to some riding. Okay, scratch that. Let's get to some walking. It's too muddy. Too muddy to climb. Oh wow. And now my rear tire is caked with mud. I have to carry it. Front tire too. Maybe I should have brought like a stick. Look for a stick. The last time my bike was caked with mud, too much mud got into the pulley wheels and damaged the pulley. I think that's what they're called. And I had to replace it. So I just got some mud out, made sure the chain was okay, and got going. Good to see road again. Can you splattering out. He got the iPad?
Yeah, he dropped it.
Okay. Man, that was a ride. Super muddy. I just asked him to put down the volume. Hey, why did you put up the volume again? Volume! Thank you! That was a ride. I would do it again if the ground was drier. So, let's look for the numbers. Alright, so shout out Dustin Klein, the ride by the numbers. 29.17 kilometers, 2 hours and 49 seconds moving time, and 247 meters of elevation gain. That was like a really muddy ride. Now I really have to clean the bike. Usually I just hose it down a little bit, but now I really need to clean it. No boring days, please subscribe.